Hi.
Hey. What's up, Wizard World fans? I am Liz Prue, co-founder of PureFandom.com, and I have my wonderful co-founder, Meg, here. What's up, Meg?
Nothing and everything. Like, how are you?
I mean, you guys are getting an exclusive because Meg and I haven't been able to hop on and do this for, I don't know, I feel like 2021 is going by really fast, but in a good way because things are starting to open up. Vaccines are out. I'm feeling it.
Yes, absolutely. And it does feel like the world's getting semi back to normal-ish with precautions. So it's super fun to get out of my house and stop baking for a minute and see the world. But I'm very happy to be back here with all of you. It's one of my favorite places to be, especially you.
I know, me too. And I can't wait for in-person Wizard World Comic Cons again. If you guys haven't been to one and you're just jumping into the whole Wizard World because of COVID, wait till you go to a con because they're amazing. But what we're doing this week, Meg and I host a podcast called Space Cowboys on purefandom.com where we talk about all things TV, mainly Roswell, New Mexico on the CW network, hence Space Cowboys. But we're pretty much uber TV fans, movies too, of course, but all things TV. And so what we're going to kick off this week is Watch of the Week. We're going to talk about what's hot, what's not, some random binges we have going on, because I feel like there are phases in quarantine where it was like, remember Tiger King phase?
Yeah.
And then I went through like a below deck phase. A lot of drinking was going on during that, but I had a great time. That was like month 2 of quarantine.
I think what your below deck phase was my naked and afraid phase.
Yes.
Where I was like, I could live in the woods. It's fine. I could do that. Yeah. It was fun.
It was fun.
I like the randomness, and I feel like, I don't know, there was so much TV and it was kind of nice to just with everything in the world and just to get a break and just be like, all right, focus on what you really want to watch. Turns out a lot of it for me was like weird random stuff, but like there wasn't a lot of new TV coming out, so you kind of had to like dig deep, go in the vault a little bit. So I thought that was really fun. That was one of my favorite parts of lockdown. Turns out a lot of it was the randomness of TV. Weird random stuff.
Totally. It was like you were checking off your queue list that you had, queuing for a while. Which is super fun. But we want to know where you guys are watching from. So drop in where you're watching from. I see someone's from Oregon. That means you're on Mountain Time, Pacific Time. One of the two. It's like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock there. What's up? How you doing, Dave? But yeah, drop in the chat where you guys are watching from. We thought too we'd kick off with what you should be watching and why. And if you're on Wizard World, you're probably a superhero fan. And obviously we're going to kick off talking about Marvel. Meg, have you watched any of the Disney Plus Marvel shows? I know you've watched one of them, but I haven't caught up with you on Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. It's like generally the aesthetic I'm searching for on my television at all times. So yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. And what do you think of it?
I'm loving it. I think that their chemistry, Sam and Bucky, it's amazing. I feel like I'm watching a new movie every week. Like weirdly, I feel like the episodes feel longer, but not in a bad way than the Wanda ones. I think they are a tad bit longer, but I really like it because I think like the Captain America movies were some of my favorites. I just think they're really, really good. I'm loving it. And I loved that the callback to the super soldiers. I know that was like the main thing in Civil War, but I'm like, it could be a tired storyline, but like, I'm not sick of it. I'm fine with it.
I agree. I think it's nice to kind of like, you could just start with this show and still kind of get it, but it's really nice if you've been like on the Marvel wagon for a long time, and then you can kind of like pick out all these little things and these like storylines that you wanted to see more of, but they were just kind of a piece of a puzzle for a movie. And to see the aftermath of the people coming back, I think that's really fun too, because you don't really get to see like the flip side and like the darker side of it. It's usually like, yay, the heroes did the thing, and not like, ugh, like we have to pick up the pieces now. And I think that's kind of cool to see.
Totally, especially after the blip, like how it's pretty realistic in terms of like your financing is all jacked up. You can't maybe you probably can't get your job back. What if your house sold and you have nowhere to live? Like real problems. Like, yes, it's great everyone's back. Thank you, Avengers. But there's some real stuff going down, like real world relatable stuff.
Yeah, and like the trauma that you don't really see like that aftermath either, like going to therapy and at
Yeah.
the actual counseling sessions, and you saw how messed up he was, but you never really saw him deal with it. So it's kind of nice to get to see that, and they're not horrible to look at along the way.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Here for both of them. Also, Emily Van Camp is back as Sharon Carter, which I thought was pretty cool. And there's something going on with her. Like she's working for somebody that she's not telling him something, I
Yeah,
think.
and I think it'd be really interesting if I know like everybody gets a show and you get a show and you get a show, but I would love to see how she went from where we last saw her, like French and Captain, to now, like how she is in this show. Like, what was that path like? Because you think of her and you think of more like Peggy Carter vibes.
Right.
To see her like, I don't know, in like her loft and like dealing art, and I don't know, it'd be really cool to see like how she got there.
Yeah, like her path down the dark side. She's had to do some shady stuff.
Yep, she didn't get the perks of being an Avenger, and I think that's kind of, again, like the aftermath of these movies and the things that happen. Like she was kind of a casualty of the good guys and their good story, and like what happens to the random people along the way. It's kind of fun to see, and I want more from her. I think that hers is really interesting, her story.
Well, and like her aunt got her man again. So like she didn't fare too well.
No, not so much. Like, and I think it would be weird, like her with Bucky, or like, or Sam, just because like there is that friendship, but then like I don't know. It just feels like there are lines that they would cross. But I also want to see like people make out. So it's
I know. It's a tough it's a tough preference.
I just want everyone to make out.
I know. Well, I'd be fine if like Black Widow came back and then they had a thing. I'm all for that power couple.
Yeah, and well, now we're also seeing like the Black Panther piece of like Bucky's past kind
Yes.
of come into this show, which I think that's gonna be really cool because we didn't get any of that. It was just kind of like
Mm.
touched upon. So yeah, I hope they do like flashbacks or something. I think that would be really cool.
Oh, flashbacks to Wakanda. That would be
hmm
incredible.
Yeah, it would just be interesting to see like his time there and like the relationships he built there, and like I don't know. I want all of it. All
Well,
of it.
and Shuri's getting a show, right?
Oh,
Shuri is getting a Disney Plus show?
I feel like everyone got a Disney Plus show.
I think Ryan Coogler's actually doing it. I could be wrong. Correct me in the chat. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But
Do you know, guys? I feel like
yeah,
someone on the internet knows this.
someone on the internet knows that's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about, I know this is not a movie or not a TV show, but Black
Mm-hmm.
Widow, the
Yeah.
new trailer and release date just came out July 9th. Half theater, half Disney Plus, whatever everyone's comfortable with, / vaccinated. So if you guys don't like theories, or this isn't a spoiler because it's a theory, but if you don't like them, like just like close your ears for like 2 minutes. But I saw an amazing theory on Black Widow because, well, first off, I think it's great she's finally getting her own movie, but like unless it involves time travel and her coming back, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we doing this? And Taskmaster is the villain in it, I guess. And I saw a theory that because he's like masked and he's like chasing her throughout whatever, what if that is actually Hawkeye and this story is the infamous Budapest thing
That
that
they
they
never talk about.
uh-huh.
That would be really cool. Because
But
he's like not normal aged either, right? Isn't he like has like a weird age thing also? Or is he just like normal dude, lived a normal lifeline time?
he's normal dude, lived a
Okay.
normal lifeline. But I think at least in the MCU, but what if he gets like a pin particle and like pops back to go get her or something?
And he would, because I think he has such guilt from
Mm-hmm.
like losing her. I like that
Well,
theory.
and the new Loki trailer just came out, which is coming out June 11th, revealing that it is about restoring time, pieces of time.
Yeah, it's like the Time Authority or something,
Yeah.
right?
So what if maybe yeah, Dave said Black Widow is before her death. The movie is before her death, but I'm wondering, because we have this Loki series that's all about restoring time. Loki is clearly Loki from Avengers 1 Loki. And
Hmm.
so I think, I don't know. I'm suspecting that she'll come back, and it'd be cool because it kind of be like Gamora,
Hmm.
where it's like
It's like a different
full,
version.
yeah, like pre playing for the good guys full time, which was what Natasha would be. So I like this theory. I think, and it's not like a cop out like back from the dead, someone comes back from the dead. Like the
Right.
MCU is so good about like weaving the stories together to make it a part of the bigger whatever is going on.
Well, and like speaking of bigger part of whatever, like at the end of WandaVision, like plug your ears if you haven't watched it yet. At the end of WandaVision, she's like in the dark hold doing something timey-wimey. Like maybe she's about, I would love to see all of it. They're so good at like
Mhm.
putting it all together. A
Like
little
you
bow.
said, if you're deep down the Marvel, the MCU rabbit hole, it's so much fun to look at all those little clues. But if you haven't watched it, like my mom, she watched WandaVision with my dad, and my mom doesn't watch any of these movies. She loved WandaVision. She didn't know
Hmm.
what the heck was going on. She was like, that was a great show. Like, I knew who this character was, what was happening to them. And I was like, oh, were you excited to watch? She was like, I have no interest in watching.
Let me stop you there.
It's like, that was it. Like, I watched that with your dad. That was fun. That was great. But I just think it makes that so cool. And like the Scarlet Witch outfit is pretty, like, it's pretty comic booky.
Hmm.
I thought her outfit I think it looks fan freaking tastic.
Hmm. Everything about that show, and like I feel like they set the bar so high,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I'm really excited for the rest of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, but like it's impossible not to always compare it to like the level of just like what the heck is going on, like what's happening. Like obviously like Sam and Bucky have like a darker version of things going on. Like there's no like cute bubblegum commercials in theirs or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
like it really set the bar high for like expectations for the show. So it's really, I love it. I love that they opened
Right.
that door. Because when they first announced it, I was like, we don't need shows because we have movies. But
Mm-hmm.
we did. We needed them. Like everyone, we needed them.
Oh, we need them. Like, it's getting me, like, it truly. And I saw that Terry just said, I think on Facebook, that they've rewatched all the movies, then watched WandaVision, and now watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then when that's done, you get to watch Loki. It's just so much, like, it's
Yeah.
like my comfort. We started rewatching all the MCU films in timeline order, because you saw all that Disney Plus put them in timeline order, and I've never watched them that way before. And it's been, I think, Captain America, it's called Captain America the First Avenger, right? That first one. That's the
Hmm.
full title, I think. That was the most enjoyable time watching it for me. Was that time, like a week ago is when we started it. And it was just like, because you're like, ooh, that's why they did this, and that's why that, and I know what happens to Steve. And I was like, this is so much fun. Like, I
Hmm.
love this.
Because
It's just,
they went back to that in it's the end game, right? That they went back to that, like that sequence in Captain America, right? Like they go back to that time. I know they went back to like many times, but Tony Stark did like talk to his dad or something.
they
Like,
went back to, well, a little bit past, because Peggy's older. It was like the 60s. I think it was like 20 years later or something like that.
oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, see, I need to
but
like I've seen them all. I need to rewatch all of them.
yeah,
The
I
only one
hadn't watched it.
I've only watched like a couple of them more than once. We've
Mhm.
watched Thor like a million times, Ragnarok, because my kids are obsessed with it,
It's so good.
which it's like impossible to talk them out of it, and
Right.
like they just love him. So That's fun. We like that one. But that's the only one I watched like multiple times.
Yeah.
So like, try as I might, I don't remember everything that's happened. There's so many movies and so like such a big span of time. So that'd be really cool to just watch them all.
And so one more thing with Marvel I want to talk about, if you guys are cool with it. It seems like everyone in the chat is a huge Marvel fan.
Came to the right place,
Dave
guys.
corrected us. They think it was the 70s or the 80s. They went back. Okay. Around that time. But oh yeah, because Robert Downey Jr. is about to be born. I don't know.
Right.
That's right. Because it's just right. Yeah. But another reason I'm so excited for more WandaVision is because X-Men, like the best part of the MCU. And Meg, I know your husband Mike is a huge X-Men fan. And Doctor Strange is about to come out. So there's going to be some weird multiverse mutant-esque something going on.
I also love X-Men. I actually saw a great theory on Twitter. And I'm so sorry, I don't remember who said it or where it came from. That from the Bucky and Falcon show. Bucky and Falcon, that's not what it's called. But
it should just be called the Bucky and Falcon show. That would be
the book.
It'll be
that's too WandaVision of them. They can't do that.
I love it.
They thought that the super soldiers are actually like mutants. And Mike agreed. So I feel like if he were here, my husband Mike would tell you that that's like a theory he's on board with. That he thinks that that's how they're gonna, because he's trying to figure out how they're gonna introduce the mutants into the Marvel like cinematic universe and the TV show. So he's like, ooh, what if they're super soldiers? And I saw that on Twitter and I was like, someone else said that. So that'd be really cool.
I love that. I my husband recently read House of M, the series that WandaVision is based off of, and I think the running theory I'm subscribing to lately is that she unknowingly, because she didn't realize the extent of her powers clearly, opened up the multiverse like she did in House of M, which kicks off Doctor Strange and I'm assuming the new Spider-Man, which is why all these other Spider-Mans are going to be in it. And that would also explain why they didn't say shit, or pardon me saying the S word, they didn't say anything about Evan Peters, because I'm sorry, you don't buy Fox, bring in one of the best mutants from those movies, have him play the same person, and then
do nothing with it.
Do nothing.
I am so happy he was Ralph, because I kept saying that and my household was like, no. I was like, that's Ralph.
No, it's
my husband Ralph. But yeah,
it's Evan Peters as Quicksilver. But I think, yeah, I'm down with that. And because it could be a little bit of both. Maybe the super soldiers came in from Wanda. We don't know the whole Wanda. We don't know when the Wanda situation happened compared to what's happening right now in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So what if it's not even the serum?
And
what if they actually are X-Men?
Another thing I was thinking about is, I don't know if they'll even go down this rabbit hole, but I don't know if anyone watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which you should. It's kind of like on the sidelines because they don't incorporate everything, and like I don't even think they get to like have a blip or didn't have a blip, but there was like this crystal that would unlock the Inhumans, like your abilities. So I feel like that would be really fun to like tie in, but like I don't know the extent that they're gonna do that storyline, because remember they did that show and it didn't go so well.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's different now. You got the Disney Plus budget and the Disney Plus magic.
They can just fix it. That's the best part of the MCU, is they can just be like, oh no, redo. We're gonna go back and like fiddle. Now this is the new timeline. Like, just fix it.
I don't care. I think it's great.
It's just like, Taylor re-releasing from the vault sort of thing. MCU just goes back and fixes it. I love it.
That's right.
Well, Marvel, yes, we could talk about it for 100 years, but this is Watch of the Week. I want to know, what is the best thing that you've watched this week?
Last Marvel thing then, Captain Marvel. Watch, well, because we're in the timeline thing, and we were doing a couple. We wanted to do like every night, and then we're moving this weekend, as you know. So it was like, okay, I have no time to watch this, so we'll kick it back up this weekend. But we did watch Captain Marvel, which enjoy, but you could tell it was like, we got to squeeze this in before the last Avengers movies. Final thing on that because that reminded me of X-Men. There's a storyline in the comics, and apologies if I get this wrong, where Rogue, who's I believe it's called an empath, where she like touches you and can take, your powers. In the X-Men Legacy movies, as they're calling them now, from Fox, she like touches Wolverine, and absorbs his power to heal for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She steals Captain Marvel's power. I don't know if it's on purpose. I don't know if not. And then she like keeps it because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel gets pissed and like travels to different multiverses to find the version of herself that still has the powers. And then like that Captain Marvel or something travels to other multiverses to hunt down all the rogues.
Can we make that the next Disney Plus show?
Doesn't that sound incredible?
Like
and
Anna
like
Paquin on the run.
I'm all for Anna Paquin on it. I'm like, let's do this. And it's like, because in watching Captain Marvel, it reminded me of that. And I was like, okay, I have to Google where I read that. It was like a Nerdist article or something. And I think like she's so unstoppable that like, unless you do something like that, there's like no depth to her character, because it's like, why, like, it's cool to see her come in and like blow shit up, but we need to see her struggle a little bit.
Right.
Or a lot of it.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would like to see that.
Yeah. So that's that's that. Oh, and one more thing, not about Marvel or X-Men or anything. We started watching The Wire on HBO. Never watched it, and I know it's like one of the best shows ever, and it is so good. Oh my gosh.
What is it about? Is that about prison, or am I thinking of something else?
Kind of. So it's like oh my gosh, what's his name? He's in The Affair now. I think his name's Dominic something. You'd recognize the lead actor. But he's a detective, and like the first season there, Idris Elba's in it. Baby Michael B. Jordan is in it. Bob from Walking Dead is in it. The priest from Walking Dead is in it. So they're like, some of them are cops, some of them are a part of this drug ring. And then the second, like each season it gets like crazier. But it's it starts off a little slow. Like there's some like early 2000s writing where you're like, okay, guys, like, come on. But it's fantastic. Like it's a nice change up.
Yeah.
That's good.
That sounds fun.
What about you?
So we're like in the middle of just trying to catch up on some random shows, but I'm still trying to get through Bridgerton, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like I can't watch that when my children are anywhere near me because and like I was telling Liz before we started that I was watching it last night and I had my windows open because it was a nice night, and they were like in the library, and like if you know that scene that I'm talking about, I was like,
oh, yeah. Which
one?
I
know, and like there's lots of noises, and I was worried that like the noises would waft out my window,
right.
and I'd be getting looks on my walk the next day. But yeah, it's a good show. I really am enjoying it. There's just so many characters, and like I want to know more about everyone. We just get like bang fest,
right?
Like banging in this room and banging outside and banging over in this building over there. So I'm excited to get more like character stuff. I like all that nonsense, and it's a really pretty show. So I would say like
pretty.
Visually, it's very fun to watch. Very much enjoy it. And then, the Bucky show. I mean, Bucky and Sam.
Bucky and Sam, right?
Love them.
That's awesome. What's like the weirdest thing that you've watched this week?
Are you ready to hear the weirdest thing that I watched? And I feel like we're in the perfect place to tell you about it, because if I tried to tell you off of Twitch or YouTube or Facebook where we're streaming, you'd be like, what are you talking about? And you still might be like that, but I feel like the Twitch people will appreciate this. So I have a 13-year-old, and she is very into the Dream SMP, which if you're watching from Twitch or basically anything, because I'm pretty sure every time they stream now, like it trends. So it's very popular.
Okay.
So what it is, and it's actually really cool if you think about it from like a writer's perspective. So all these Twitch streamers that play Minecraft. You know what Minecraft is?
Oh yeah.
Video game. Okay. So they play Minecraft on this private server called the Dream SMP.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, feel free. So it started by Dream. He's like a big Twitch guy and he's like super good at Minecraft. Like if you have time to ever Google him, it's Dream and he plays like these speed runs. I can't even like walk in Minecraft. I get stuck in the wall and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just get stuck in a tree. Like I can't look around and walk at the same time.
Right.
And he's like, it's crazy. And it's so impressive. So he started this thing and it's like all of these other Twitch streamers and they play in this big world and they all have their own little houses. But when they're playing, they have lore, which I know you love lore.
Oh yeah.
So it's only like when they're playing that they're like these characters and they're kind of like exaggerated versions of themselves. And like there's storyline, there's like battles. They like broke off from the government and like this little group built their own thing and like they started
What?
a war and like it's so crazy and like I can't believe how interested I am
Mm-hmm.
in all of it. And it's not to like demean it. It's just like
This
again,
is like meant for little kids or
it's
younger
not
kids.
even like little kids. It's like teenagers. Like I know I've seen some adults into it,
Uh-huh.
but like I can't play Minecraft. But watching other people play it and have like exaggerated like lore things
Yeah.
is like way too interesting to me in my 30s. I'm like, oh yeah. Also, yes, look what's going on over there. Like
Right.
it's a whole big thing. And like every time they play now, I notice them trending on Twitter. And I don't know if I would have noticed it before like watching all of this stuff, like who these like weird names are and things like that. But it's I just find it so impressive that they have this lore that they stick to. So then when they're, just playing random things outside of it, they're just themselves. But when they're playing, there's rules that they have to stick to. They get certain amount of like lives in the game. It's a whole big thing. So
Okay.
it's
Maybe I'll
almost
check
like
this out.
it's like a almost like a D&D type thing, like a really long spanning game
Uh-huh.
with lore and characters, but it's on Minecraft. If that
Oh
makes sense.
gosh. Okay. Well,
It's
that's not
fun.
as fun. That's way more fun than mine. So
Bring us back to our proper age.
well, so I have a 3-year-old and we, we still do doobie night every night because we're awesome parents or
Doobie
it's like
night, if you don't know, is movie night. But yeah,
it's
go
movie
on.
night.
Yep.
And it's either like an episode of something or like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or, an actual doobie, depending on if she napped or not. And I was in the shower, my husband picked something out. And then when I like came to watch with them, they had Caravan of Courage on and Adventure, Ewok Adventure. And it's from the new Disney Plus, like Star Wars vintage drop.
I was like, dang, is it a Marvel crossover adventure?
No, it's and like apologies if this is actually like amazing. And if you guys have seen our podcast before, we're like massive Star Wars fans. But I watched 30 seconds and I was like, we need to turn this off. I don't think I can sit here and watch this.
Is it old or is it like a
It's
new
old.
thing? Oh, okay.
It's none of like the original people. Like it was, I don't know who made this. Maybe it was George Lucas. I don't know. But I was like, I think I'm good. I was like, I'm not apologies if someone, I don't know. But, someone said, oh man, Mike, I'm calling you out. Mike of Oz said it's how he got into Star Wars. So maybe I need to give it another try.
This Ewok cartoon is how he got into Star Wars?
The Caravan, the something Caravan. What I say it was called again? Caravan of Courage, an Ewok adventure.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch that now.
Yeah, it's so maybe I mean, I feel like it would be fun to like drink and watch and like maybe we should do a live commentary on it.
I think we can watch together on like Disney Plus. Didn't we figure out how to do that with Hocus Pocus at some point?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Watch it
Oh
together.
no, Mike said there's a second one. Great, more to look forward to. Can't wait.
Who knew we had an Ewok super fan?
I know.
Sorry, Mike.
There we go.
Oh, gosh,
we have Mill_513 Meg is a Dream SMP fan on Twitch.
Nice.
Mill_513.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awful lot like my
Yeah.
kid, but hey, stranger.
Oh,
Big
is
fan.
it Millie?
No, it could be, but if it's not, and there's just another Mill who's a big fan of the Dream
Right.
SMP.
There you go.
Yeah, I know way too many things about them. So if you
Mhm.
ever want to talk Mill_513, is that
Mhm.
what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me up.
Okay.
Twitter,
I love it.
because that's where I'm comfortable on Twitter. Twitch is cool. I love you, but I also don't know what I'm doing here. Big fan. Big fan to watch, but
Big fan.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So what are you most looking forward to watching this week?
Probably finishing Bridgerton so I can open my windows again.
Right.
You know, that's
Mhm.
the thing. I also started watching Gilmore Girls.
Again?
I know. I all these things that we can watch, and it's like I feel like one of these times when I'm watching it, like Rory's gonna go with Jess. She's
I know.
not gonna like hook up with her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend who's married. He's a husband, just not hers. But yeah, that doesn't seem to happen anytime I rewatch it. But I'm at the part where Luke sees Lorelai's face when he's listening to his self-help book thing, and it's just
a good
so
spot.
dreamy. It's just so dreamy. I love it. But I'll probably watch more of that because
Yeah.
I can have
Okay.
my windows open for that.
There you go.
What about you?
I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, of course, and Real Housewives of New Jersey. It's you know me and my Bravo shows. It's like if I could pick two fandoms to have forever, it would be Marvel and Bravo.
Oh, I have another good one that I'm
What?
looking forward to, and I wanted to tell you specifically because I know that your household is huge fans of the show. Rapunzel, the Tangled series. So we
Yay!
watched it when it was on, like a good part of it. My children have no recollection of it, like do not remember at all. So it's really fun to kind of go back and start it over. But like we're to the part where I don't really remember it in season 2. So yeah, I'm actually really, it's such a well done show. So Mike of Oz, who clearly loves cartoons,
Yep.
hashtag Ewoks forever. You should watch.
No, Caravan of Courage is real. Well, that's not real, but
Oh no, it's not animated.
no, it is not. It is not animated.
It's just freaky puppets in the woods. Can you
Couple
imagine
humans.
stumbling on that set on accident? The horror. Oh my God. No.
No, it's not a cartoon, girl. Mm-mm.
They should make a horror movie about that. Like
Yeah.
Ewoks in the woods.
Uh-huh.
Like the bad ones. Oh, Disney Plus, we're just giving you so many ideas. Like
Right?
hire us. Obviously. And Mike of Oz, he's a big fan.
A whole new meaning to Caravan of Courage if you get to go that route, Disney Plus. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. I gotta watch it now. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm gonna add that to my looking forward to watching this week. The Caravan of Courage. Like, are they actually like traveling somewhere? What's the caravan?
I don't know. They were like it was like, it looks like the set didn't have that big of a budget. And so like when I walked in, it was like a wall. It looked like it was a backdrop of grass and there was like an Ewok looking through it. And then there was like a cut to a little boy. And then there was like this little girl with like way too much makeup on. And like, she looked like, the princess that needed to be named from Never Ending Stories outfit. Like they were like, what do we have in the costume room? Pull it out. That's
Betrayu.
So that was yeah, that was that. Okay, so we got some good stuff. Okay, so what random binges do we have going on right now? Let's give people something crazy new to watch.
Okay, so I am currently rewatching all of Dance Moms.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Apparently, it's the thing that I love.
Because it's garbage, and garbage is fun.
Garbage. Speaking of way too much makeup, like, whoa, those children. I just want to I want to adopt them. Like, come to my house. You don't have to dance. I won't make you watch Ewoks in a caravan. It'll be great. I'll probably bake something. It'll be fun. But I used to dance when I was a kid, not competitively. I'm just like so grateful that was not a thing my studio did.
Yeah.
Like rewatching this. But so that's why I always like watching the dances. But now, like, I think I watched it before I had my daughters. And now I'm like, oh my God. Like, as a mom, I'd be like, we're leaving. Like, I don't care how great this is. we're going to not do this. So yeah, but I don't know. It's definitely a good distraction show because you can't think of anything else with the horror that you're watching.
Right.
That and like if you wanted to watch Ewoks, I feel like that's the same bucket of entertainment. So yeah, that's my random binge. And then Gilmore Girls always. I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know why. What
Well,
about you?
It's good. I rewatched Gilmore Girls sometimes. Dave said that he rewatched Sequest and Nash Bridges. Great pandemic binges. Good job. My random one is I started watching season 3 of Selling Sunset. I don't know why. I think I thought it was something else. But like there was on the episode I watched recently, there was this dude who wanted to sell his house for $75 million. And it wasn't even like it was like an acre, and it was a cool house in LA, but it was on like a really busy street or Beverly Hills or I don't even know where. And he was like hell bent on selling this house for $75 million. Clearly we just bought a house. It is not anywhere near $75 million, but I was like, haven't just been in this buyer situation. Your house is now worth $75 million. Like what is going on?
Right.
And then like, he's like yelling at the realtor because she can't sell it. And I was like, no, she can't sell it. Like I'm on the other side of the screen of the Netflix streaming platform and I can still hear the traffic outside of your house. And you're sitting in your living room and you're trying to get $75 million for this house.
So I would love to know if anyone watching with us right now is also watching Selling Sunset and knows exactly who this guy is. Cause I feel like every reality show, there's always like that one person that just like sticks in your head.
Right.
It's probably that guy for.
Well, and they keep asking him because he built the house. They were like, what did you purchase the land for? And he keeps skirting the question.
He's got some debt. Like there's a reason. He owes
He's over.
somebody.
He's over on that house is what I think is going on. So that's my mystery I'm trying to solve this week. This guy's gonna sell his $75 million house. Something you guys should tune into, Kung Fu on the CW network starts tonight. Starring Olivia Liang.
The pilot? Did you watch the screener?
I did.
How was it?
Really good.
I taped it, so I haven't. Well, taped it.
You taped it? Did you put your
children?
Would you tape over? Which VC or what VHS? I can't remember.
Days of Our Lives, episode 17. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at some point in life we're gonna stop saying taped, right?
I still say taped. I don't know why I made fun of you. I totally say that.
You're like how when you do roll the window down, you do this, but it's really just this. Although a guy next to me the other day asking me directions went, and I was like, "What?"
Wait, are you making a point? Were you like,
It's
like no.
Yeah, but I got
that.
So I like, Joop. But yeah, so I taped it, but I have not watched it yet. So it's good.
It's good. It's really good. Court on our team is recapping it. So head to purefandom.com to watch or read the recap. I mean, the lead is fantastic in Legacies on the CW network. And I was really sad.
Wait, is it Alyssa?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I was like trying to place her because I had only watched the trailer a couple times. So she looks so familiar. And I just like couldn't figure out where I'd seen her before. We watched so many things. Oh my gosh, how exciting. I loved her character.
I know. Alyssa Chang in Legacies. And so I was really bummed when her character was like clearly being like skirted to the side, but it's because she's starring in her own show. So now I'm cool with it.
Yay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys all have to let us know what you think. I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow. I got my second dose of the vaccine, so I'm planning on chilling out in front of the TV, maybe checking out some Ewoks, a little Kung Fu.
Caravan of Courage, girl.
I just had to do this every time, but it's not like a train.
I don't know. I don't know. You gotta. I want. Text me after you just give it a little glimpse.
I can't wait. I mean, if Mike Avaz, who is the coolest guy at Wizard World. No offense to all the other guys at Wizard World. He also kind of bashed the Brandy Cinderella, so I can't like take all of his opinions to my heart.
You would never.
Yeah. Explain yourself.
No, we're close. All right, so tell us about Caravan of Courage. I know we only have a couple minutes. Okay. Right, Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Okay.
How dare you, sir? Yeah, we watched it like a day apart because I was like, oh my God, yay. And you're like, yeah.
It's raw. It's the singing's great.
She has that meek thing down a little too well, where it's like, are you speaking your lines? But yeah, I just my kids were not impressed with like the special effects. But I was like, whatever.
Oh yeah,
that stuff doesn't age well.
Mm-hmm.
But the prince,
yeah,
has my heart.
Yeah.
Has my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't
God,
remember
I forgot
that
about
accent.
that.
Like, where are you supposed to be from? Like, what's happening? It was good though. Nostalgia.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Drop from Mike G, guys.
All right.
Well, I think that's a perfect thing to wrap things up on. Make sure you watch Caravan of Courage in Brandy Cinderella. You get the best recommendations here at Wizard World. Check it.
And also maybe something Marvel, so you don't like go insane.
Right. Yeah, we kind of kept going like this throughout. Like usually there's a buildup in these reviews where it's like, oh, we're gonna start here, and the more I listen, like the more like the better recommendations when we go the opposite.
Lower in the bar. The bar.
But we'll keep doing this.
Watch whatever weird nonsense you want.
Right.
No judgment.
No, never. We don't judge. Friends don't judge. But we'll keep doing this every week if you guys are up for it. Maybe we'll bring out some prizes and do all that fun stuff too. But make sure you check out purefandom.com. If you want to write for us or podcast for us, hit us up. There's a contact form on our page, or you can email Liz at purefandom.com or Meg at purefandom.com. We're always looking for new peeps to join our team. And thanks so much for checking us out. This was fun. Thanks, Meg. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Liz. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Ewoks.